What's going on, everybody? This is Roger Dodger with Diecast Corner, and today I'm going to be doing a video of 10 things that I hate about my E92 BMW M3. So I was on YouTube and I came across a couple videos of 10 things that people were hating about their Corvette, their WRX, and a BMW 335. I noticed that there wasn't any videos about any E92 M3s, so I decided maybe I'll do mine today because there's a lot of, not a lot of things, but there's some quirky things about the car that I think could be fixed, and they're manufactured things. A couple of the videos that I watched, people were griping about their cars that they had bought wrecked with rebuilt titles, and it had zero to do with anything that the manufacturer has done. It happened to do with things that they knew were wrong with the car before they bought the car. So it's really an uninformative video. So this one hopefully will be a little bit more informative. I'm going to talk about 10 things, even though I could probably push it to maybe 15 things. But we're going to talk about 10 things that I hate about my E92 BMW M3. Now this is a 2008 model. I bought it with 82,000 miles. Never been wrecked, and clean title, and I have 130,000 miles on it now. And so far to date, for all the people out there who are skeptical of BMWs, I've spent $225 of unplanned maintenance. Okay, and people who gripe that oil changes are expensive, you only have to do an oil change once a year. It's $200. Okay, if you're worried about all the other stuff, I mean, buy a book, do it yourself. You know what I mean? People who drive M3s are usually enthusiasts. People who drive the other models are just people who want to drive a BMW just to drive a BMW. And I don't mean that in a bad way, okay, not being cocky or arrogant, but an M3 is a completely different car than a 335. This has got a V8. A 335's got an inline six twin turbo. I mean, come on, completely different engine, completely different architecture of the car. And it's just, you know, people aren't racing 335s out there. I guess you can, you know, but just buy an M. You know, for the amount of money that you're going to buy the 335 for, just buy an M. My coworker's got a 335. He paid 36 grand. I paid 36 grand for my M. You take your pick. Okay, so let's jump on into it, and let's see what we got. Okay, so my first gripe about the car is the freaking illumination of the car. I hate this orange. I hate it. I hate it so much. I don't know why BMW sticks with the orange. The gauges are white, you know, which is cool. They used to be all orange and they switched them to white, but yet you still have this old antiquated orange here, and it's everywhere on the car. You know, if let's see, if I turn the lights on here, you can't see it during the daytime. It just got bright in here. But I hate the orange illumination. Make it all white, you know, please. So on my E36 right here, I have two BMWs. It's hard to see because the sun is shining. I have an E36 BMW M3 right here. And what I did is I took out all the LEDs, all the orange ones, and I soldered in blue ones. So all the factory electronics that you see are all blue now instead of orange. And I've tried to do it with this, but these are a little bit more complicated to take it apart. And to be honest with you, I would probably break half of it. But I've already bought this module. I've bought this module and a couple other modules to try to take them apart, to try to reverse engineer them. It's not as easy as this older E36 model. So that's my first gripe. Number one is the orange illumination. Okay, two. My second gripe in here is my sunroof. Now, it's not the actual sunroof itself, it's the control for the sunroof. Not this control, it's control I don't have. When I lock the car, okay, the BMW has some really cool features. So, if I were to, let's start the car again. If I were to push this back and let go, sunroof opens. Awesome, right? It's got a really cool thing for aerodynamics. Now, if I were to one-touch close, I could one-touch close inside the car, right? So BMW is worried about safety when you're outside of the car and you might have a kid inside the car. So when you stop the car, and here, let me open this back up and I'll just show you real quick. So we've stopped the car, okay, and we're getting out of the car. Now, I want to lock the car, and I have my key fob right here. All right, and I've seen this on other cars. I lock it. See, watch the lock. There we go. And sunroof is not locked. Sunroof is not closing. Okay, so to me that's annoying. Now I can use this key. Hold on, let me see if I can get this thing out of here real quick. Okay, so I have the key. It comes built into the key fob. Now, if I were to put this in here like this and turn and hold it like this, watch the sunroof. There it is, closing. So really cool feature there, but I don't want to have to take the key out of the stupid key fob. That's really annoying. Okay, so that is my second gripe, is I want my sunroof to open with the key fob. Here's the cool thing about it, is BMW makes software that you can reprogram the car where you can close it with your key fob. So solution solved right there. I don't have the software yet. I'll be buying it soon because I want to do a little bit of reprogramming this summer on my car. And, so we'll try it out then. Okay, so my third gripe on the car is this. Now, when I lived in Arizona, it wasn't a big deal because I didn't need a front license plate on my car. Okay, but I've moved to New York, and it is a big deal here because you have to have a front license plate on your car. So, if you look on the car here, sorry, the sun is reflecting now. There are no holes in the car, okay? I don't even know if they make a bracket for this or not, but there's definitely nowhere to screw in a bracket or nothing. So if you want to put a license plate on the car and you are stupid, you would drill 2 holes into your $72,000 car, okay? But if you were smart, and there's other engineers out there, that they decide that they want to make this cool little plate right here. I got this off eBay. It screws into my tow hitch cover from the front. Okay, and that solves my problem of a front license plate cover. Now on this one right here, if you get up here, I don't want to show you too much because this car's not in the best of shape right now. But you see right here on this, we have this piece right here, right? They make 2 of them. Here's one. You see this? This is the one to put the front license plate on here. You see this? They're making another one where there's no holes right here. So they give you 2 different options. For the E92, there is no option. So, but I have found a workaround and it works fine and it looks all right. So I'm not complaining, but it is a gripe that they need to address that, because here in the States, we need front license plates on our cars in some of the states. Okay, so my fourth gripe. Fourth thing I hate about this car is no engine oil dipstick. All right, none at all. So we have, a bunch of other, suppositories that we could put for fluids and stuff, but we have no dipstick to check our engine oil. Now there is a sensor on there that will tell you if your engine oil is low, and if you BMW E92 owners out there, and even 335 owners, if you read your manual, it will tell you that you'll probably lose a quart of oil every so often. And it will tell you when you're a quart low. It tells you exactly when you're a quart low. You just go buy a quart and you put it back in there. Not a problem. But the thing is I want to know really how low is it? Is it really 1 quart? Or not, or is it 2, or is it 3? This thing holds 7.9 quarts of oil at $15 a quart. Okay, 0W60 special blend BMW Castrol oil. Okay, this is not your average grandma's 10W40 $2 oil that you get out of your thing. This is very expensive oil. It's the most expensive oil I've ever bought, and especially formulated for BMW M's, okay? And to be honest with you, you should probably put that oil in here. Okay, so my number 5 gripe is no water temperature gauge. Yes, I know, that looks like it. That is oil. So, what BMW's done, and on my E36 over there, I do have an oil, temperature gauge. They've taken it out of the new cars because this is what they said, that the temperature gauge really isn't a true temperature gauge. That if they were to put one in here, it would just go wild all the time, and then it would really drive people nuts, and the last thing you want to hear is to hear from people, hey, why is my car whatever, I don't know what the normal operating temp is, because there's a lot of dumbasses out there who bitch about everything, you know what I mean? Because why? They don't read their freaking manual. You know how many people don't read the manual? That's the first thing I do when I buy a car, as I read the 200-page manual that comes with the car. Why? Because I want to know what the car does. Okay, period. Any smart person would read the book on their car, but a lot of people don't, and then they call up there, where's my temperature gauge? And then BMW probably like, see, we got another stupid cocksucker who doesn't know anything about his car that he bought. Thanks for your $70,000. Why don't you bring it into the dealership? We'll show you where your temperature gauge is. And then you spend $120, and they're going to point you to this oil temperature gauge. Now, what this gauge, what they say it is, it's obviously it's your oil temperature, but they say it runs off of derivative of how hot your coolant is and how hot your oil is. So if this thing is typically, normal operating range is 210, a little before 210, and maybe 190, all right? So if this thing starts creeping up to here, 250, 260, you probably got a problem. Okay, but I would like to have a temperature gauge on there, even if I had a digital one. But my work around it is I have an BMW ODB2 code reader, and that will tell me my normal operating water temperature. Okay, so here's another quirk that drives me nuts. But it's nothing new. This is what they've had ever since I've had my 92 BMW. Not the E92, that's this one. I had a 92, a 94, two 95s, a 2001, and now a 2008, which is this one. And they all had the same feature, and it is the lock feature. Okay, so when we're driving the car, it has the 20 or 30 mile per hour, and it'll automatically lock. So you're driving, and the car will lock. Cool, okay? Now, I want to get out of the car, okay? So watch. We're going to open up the handle. I can't get out of the car, but the door's unlocked now. I have to do it again. Car's open now, okay? Here, let's try that again. Here, lock. Now I'm going to hit this right here, the handle. Watch, I'm going to pull it. And you hear unlock. Open. Now, if you're a BMW owner, sure, you know this, okay? Not a big deal. But guess what? How many friends you have that have BMWs? Probably not too many. I have a few, but not all of them. So this is what they do. Car's locked, and they're like, oh yeah, cool, let's go out to the bar, Oh yeah, let's get in there first. And they fucking yank on the fucking thing. And then they push on the freaking door, and they can't get out. And then they're like, dude, I can't get out of the car. Car's, whatever. I was like, hit the handle again, and they're able to get out. But that's after they've yanked on this thing, slammed up against the door. You know what I mean? What I'm more worried about is them yanking the handle and breaking it. Because until you understand how the lock mechanism works, which I have this lock right here, which is pretty cool, because in the older ones they didn't have this lock. There's no lock like that in here on my E36. So that's cool, but this, like I said, I would like it where if I stop the car, the doors will unlock like every other freaking car. But BMW's got a different rhyme or reason, and it's really drives me batshit. But the workaround is I can reprogram it where the car will unlock when I turn off the car, or I put it in park or neutral, something like that. I think it's when I turn off the car unlocks, okay? And I can reprogram that, and that's really, really cool. So there's a lot of things that I can really kind of fix with the car as soon as I get the software to do it. It's only like $89. It's just, been lazy, I guess. Okay, so here's another gripe about this car, and this is probably one of my biggest, because this is a completely unnecessary. It's completely stupid. It's a completely over-engineering something that doesn't need to be engineered. Okay, and if I were to reach back right here, you know, you see, usually people's seatbelts are like right here, right? You reach back, you get it, but mine's all the way back here. All right, to get it, and it, like, literally, that kind of hurt my arm, you know, getting back there to get the seatbelt. So they put this little mechanism, and if it worked good, it would be cool, but it works like shit. As we call it in the BMW world, a seat belt butler. and and if you have an E92, and I don't think it's in the 4-door version. I think it's only in the 2-door version. If you have an E92, you're probably laughing because you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let me demonstrate. So, we're gonna act like we're getting into the car. Okay, cool. Let's get in. All right, let's turn the car on. Yeah, we're gonna drive somewhere. And what was that? Let's watch that one more time. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the first day that the seatbelt butler hasn't come all the way out. Okay, but it usually does come all the way out. Let's turn it on again. See that? They're broke. They usually come all the way out, but like I said, for the for the video's sake and me trying to show you something, it doesn't want to come out right now. And supposedly that's extremely expensive to get fixed, like $1,500, and I hear of people wasting their money to do that, but it's an unnecessary thing. Let me explain how this is supposed to work. Is that this is supposed to bring my seatbelt up here, so I can just grab it just like that. Now what happens, I got a huge glare in here, hold on. Now what happens is we have our seatbelt right here, and when these things are brand new, this is a little bit more stiff. But over time of constant use and stuff, it gets flimsy like that. And when the seatbelt butler, you see how smooth that is right there? Seatbelt butler just slides right off it and goes whook, and then the seatbelt stuck back there, and you got your seatbelt butler up here. And it's not the best design at all. How people fix this is they usually starch it up and they take an iron to it. But come on, man. Who irons their car? I shouldn't have to iron my car, BMW. Who made you think of this monstrosity of a stupid idea? But when it works, it works. And it's worked maybe, I'm going to count them up in 4.5 years, maybe 6 times. Okay. Okay, so my number 8 gripe with this car is what I call a runaway mirror. And the mirrors already ran away. Here, let me show you. This is my driver's side mirror, and you can see, yeah, okay, I can see it's aligned pretty good to how I need it. But let me come over here to my passenger side. And what the hell? I can't see out of that. Hold on, let me turn on the car. Okay. Alright, I can't see out of that. We need to make it go down and make it go this way. Now, when I put this thing in reverse sometimes, so I have this little feature right here, hold on. That when I put it in reverse, you see how it goes down like that? It's so I can see the lines when I'm backing up. Okay, cool, not a problem, right? You put it in back in neutral or drive, and it goes back to normal. But here's the thing, if I don't use that, and sometimes when I use it, look, you can even see it right now. That thing's already, I believe, oh no, I think I put it there. The thing likes to just run away, you know? So, like you saw how it was like this when I get in there. All right, it's up. It's always up, or it's always down, and it doesn't happen really all the time. I think I went a whole year for one, and it was fine. But I'm always have to constantly changing this mirror back to the correct position. Now, I think I know what it is. If you look at my memory settings right here, okay, see that? My memory seat settings. if you were to push all that, it changes all the mirrors and everything else. So what I'm thinking is that it loses the setting for only that driver's side mirror when I'm changing from putting the key inside the key thing. Right now the car's on. I have the convenience controls where I keep the key in my pocket. It runs off the wireless, whatever, however it starts the car, proximity sensor, okay? So when I put the key in, so I have a couple different settings. I have 2 keys, all right? One key I don't even use, it's in the house, okay? That's my wife's key. So I could typically have 4 settings on a car. I can have my key out of the key socket, and I can program it that way. I could put the key in and then program it that way. And then on the other key fob, I could put the key in, program it that way, and have the key out and program it that way also. Cool, awesome, okay, no biggie, you know, because if my wife had a key fob, she comes puts it in here, all the seats and everything else, transmission, all these power settings, everything will change to what she likes to drive, okay? She doesn't drive, so she don't know what she wants to change everything to. But I think that is what is affecting the actual mirror. It keeps losing its setting. That's not something I could just go into the wiring and fix. I just think it's just a faulty programming in the computer somehow, some way. And I'm not about to bring in BMW to fix it because the mirror actually works fine. The motors work fine, the heater works fine, everything on it works fine, other than it runs away. Only when I'm reversing. And that's usually when it happens in reverse. Instead of it going down like it should, I guess it goes up to the side, this way, I don't know, it's like a ghost mirror. Weird, okay? So that is my number 8 gripe. So, my number 9 gripe, here, I'll just keep the car on. Now, my number 9 gripe, it's going to be hard for me to explain it because it's something that happens when the car is driving. And let me explain. First off, this car has the DCT, okay? Now, before you try to rip me a new asshole about the DCT, okay, I'm going to give you some real hard facts. 1, stick shifts are old technology. 2, stick shifts are slower. 3, stick shifts suck in traffic. Okay? 4, I have a stick shift. Okay? So don't rag on me for sitting there saying that I'm not a man because I drive an automatic. Okay? What I try to tell people is that this car is not an automatic. It's a manual with an automatic feature. Okay? So don't get it twisted. This is not your Subaru with the little auto stick, okay? Nobody calls a damn thing an auto stick, okay? This thing will bark first, second, and third, and it will have you hanging on for dear life, screaming to your grandma for help, okay? That's how beast this car is, all right? And not only do I have just regular, where I could put it in the drive mode, and I have the DCT mode, I also have 6 different shift versions. And you see this right here? You see how it's got on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you see this one that's blank? That's the special secret 6 shift mode. That's so aggressive that you have to turn your your DSC dynamic stability control, this little thing right here. It turns this off, and then it just kicks so hard on a transmission where it shifts so fast that no human being can shift faster than a DCT transmission. Okay, so I love driving a stick. It's fun. It's cool. Yeah, okay. But I'm 40, okay? I get stuck in traffic. I like having the automatic feature. Now, all I got to do, turn this beast mode, monster mode. See that right there? Yeah, that's not on your 335. Turn that on. What's this? A couple cool little lights that pop on. M mode, M dynamic mode and stuff, okay? Shoot. Turns my EDC, so now I have a stiffer suspension and, all this other cool stuff, And I'm going to tell you right now, monster mode it is. I have dusted bikes on this thing. I've dusted many cars on this thing. And I'm going to tell you right now, even with the DCT, it will make your palms sweat, and it will make your heart pump so fast that you will not want to drive another stick. Why? Because these are faster. They're faster. It's proven they're faster. Now here's the clincher. Okay, and I know I'm going off on this rant because a lot of people are really, really diehard about a stick. Where these technologies come from, they come from F1 racing. Why F1 racing? Because that's where they try out all the crazy new technologies, because they need to shift fast, okay? And they need to have their hands on the wheel. This is a much safer to drive because I have two hands on the wheel. It's quicker, faster shifting. So you know how when you're racing somebody and you're looking over there and you can see them shift, the front of the car dips down, and that's when they shifted. Right there, when that dips down, you've lost a race. Just like that, you've lost a race, because mine isn't going to dip down. I'm going to have my foot on this gas pedal down here. I got a brake and I got a gas. I'm going to floor that gas pedal. You see these right here? This is my shift light. I'm going to wait for that, and this thing's going to scream at me at roughly 7,900 RPM, and then I'll shift. And this thing will buck, it will put you back in the seat, and you will be hanging on for dear life. And trust me, if you haven't driven one, drive one, okay? Don't knock it until you try it. I like the sticks, but my next BMW, I actually thought about ordering a BMW M2. It will be a DCT again. No ifs, ands, or buts. I mean, you're crazy. Okay, so let me explain this lunge problem. This is a transmission. It's a low-speed transmission lunge. And let me explain how this works, okay? When the car is coming to a stop, it only happens in automatic mode. And it doesn't happen in the manual car. So, okay, so, that's the excuse for having a manual. No, it's not, okay? And it's not that big of a problem. It doesn't do it all the time. What happens is when it shifts from second to first gear, when I put my foot on the brake and the car's slowing down, when the car's slowing down, it shifts from second to first, it kicks in and revs up the RPM, and it lunges the car forward. When I mean, we're talking about like 15 miles per hour, and it feels like that you just hit the gas, and you have to kind of slam on the brake almost. And it's really, really dangerous. It's extremely dangerous because it just kind of happens, and it'll make your eyes get big, and you're just like, oh shit. There's been a BMW recall for it, and when I bought the car, the recall had already been done, they said, but I don't believe it's been done. The programming that I can do to it will fix that, and I'm hoping it will fix that because it is really annoying. But it's a lunge that happens on the DCTs, especially 2008s, and it's a problem. It's a dangerous thing, and it will really kind of scare you. You know what I mean? Because it's really like, you hit the gas instead of the brake. That's what it feels like. So. But that's my gripe. That's my number 9 gripe, is a transmission that lunges forward at low speeds, shifting from second to first. So, okay, so I can have a million different other gripes, but I'm going to go on to my 10th gripe. And my 10th gripe is something that is really, really a feature that I would like to have, and that's Bluetooth audio. Now, I did not know if you... let me see. We don't see it right now because I have my phone in here. There's usually a little Wi-Fi thing that goes right here, and it connects with my phone. Okay, so I was like, okay, cool, Wi-Fi. I mean, Bluetooth connected to my phone. Not a problem, right? I can make calls and everything else. I can receive calls, but I can't use my audio. Okay, so now I have this E36 over here, and it has like a 10-year-old Alpine system in it, a touchscreen, a really primitive, old, junky looking thing, but the Bluetooth has Bluetooth audio, and it works great. So why couldn't they incorporate that technology into this car? Oh, they did in 2009, not 2008. So, be honest with you, and that's there's a couple other little gripes in here, like I hate these stupid things. This one's broke, the cup holders. On this right here, you see how I put the carbon fiber I put this on here, and you can see to match it up with this, with the dry carbon fiber. It just came bare, which is weird because if you were to buy the any other wood or any other aluminum, this center console piece matches it, everyone but the actual carbon fiber, which is weird. You know, and a couple other little quirks here and there about the car, but really, to be honest with you, I just mapped out the 10 that are really most annoying to me. Well, okay guys, that's my video on 10 things I hate about my E92 BMW M3. And you know, I want you to know that those gripes aren't really that big of a deal. Half of them I can get them reprogrammed anyway. But it's just a couple little quirks that when you buy something like this, it comes with so many features that some of them are just really either unnecessary or they're complicated to use or could break down or something. A lot of things on this car can go wrong. I've been very, very fortunate to not have too many things go wrong with this car. For how many miles I have on it, I do try to take care of my cars. So my E36 M3 actually has less miles than my E92. It's a 95, so I have 118,000 miles on that one. You know, but for the most part, I love this BMW E92. Okay, I mean, I love it. It's a fantastic car. It has the Monster V8. These are only models with the V8 for the M3 because they switched it back to the twin turbo 6 now. So I'm really kind of disappointed about that, but they did it for weight reduction. I understand, not a big deal. So, but for the most part, the little bit of gripes that I have, they do not outweigh the type of fun that you're going to have in this vehicle. I mean, this vehicle is a monster, okay? This is your WRX killer. This is your you can hang with a Corvette. Not a brand new one, but maybe like a C5, you know? You know, and a couple other things. You know, it just is an extremely cool, fun car, and I would advise anyone that if you're looking for a good used car, check out a BMW M3. It doesn't have to be this model. It could be an E46, it could be an E36, but to be honest with you, if you can find an E36 these days in good condition, it's going to cost you a pretty penny, $15,000. You know, they were going for like $4,000 a couple of years ago, but they're skyrocketing in price because you can't find them anymore. I was going to sell mine, but I'm going to keep mine now. So, you know, for the most part, I'm really super happy with my car, and you know, maybe I'll do a video on 10 things I love about my car. But those are 10 things I hate about my BMW E92. Nothing more I can really say. You know, so if you like the video, you know, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and you know, and write a couple comments and let me know what you think about the car. You know, like I said, it's a spectacular car in my eyes, but I know that there's a lot of other cars out there. Please don't put it in the category of Lamborghinis and Ferraris. It's not a Lamborghini or Ferrari. It's not a supercar. So it's an M3. It's your everyday driving, fun sports car that's affordable to somebody who makes an okay living. Okay, let's just say that. So, like I said, I bought it used, so it's affordable to me. I can't see paying $72,000 for the car. I think that's a waste of money because it's not worth it to me. But 36 grand, I'm really happy with how the car turned out. All right, guys, I'm Roger Dodger. This is Diecast Corner. Thanks for watching.